Into the Wild is a fact-based film from 2007 based on the escapades and life of Christopher McCandless, who in the film is played by Emil Hirsch. It is directed by Sean Penn in what some regard as his best directed film. The movie is about not really man versus nature, it's about man with nature. Because what Christopher does is, after graduating from college, he ditches all of his worldly possessions and he wants to roam around the wildernesses of all the United States, and eventually work his way up to Alaska. The thing that I'm sure everyone really wonders when they first come into the film is, why is this guy so in love with nature that he's willing to just cut himself off from society and just be around nature for however many years that he wants to do it? Well, it's not just that he loves nature. The movie really does a good job in explaining his childhood upbringing. His parents, who are played by William Hurt and Marsha Gay Harden, they were rich, but they had a very, very rocky relationship, and it really scars both him and his sister for life. You know, when he's in college, some of the things that he studies and some of the things that he works on, it just adds fuel to the fire that mankind is just simply not good anymore. So instead of constantly being around all these negative people and really destroying his spirit, he wants to get to just naturalness. Cut himself off from society, be around nature, be around some animals, be around the beautiful green grass and some nice snow. Sometimes he has no other choice but to get integrated back into regular society because he'll run out of money. So gets integrated back to society, gets some money, and once he gets enough money for however much longer that amount is going to take him, he'll go back out and continue his spiritual trek. But eventually, the things that he ends up eating takes a toll on his body, and how much he's intaking takes a toll on his body too. So and also being cut off from society like that, the mental toll that it's taken on him also plays a big effect in the last little bit of his life. When he meets all these people, like some random people here and there, the impact that he has on them is really strong, but it also has a big impact on the viewer because, you know, how often does a regular person that watches movies regularly encounter somebody like this Christopher McCandless? You know, the way that this movie is shot, it's so gorgeous. The way that Sean Penn is able to photograph the wilderness, and like when he's in Alaska and he's on some of the snowy mountains, it's just beautiful stuff. So even though the movie kind of it takes jabs at, like, you know, maybe it's not so good to be cut off from society and to go into the wilderness because of these reasons, it also says, you know what, it's good if you do so because it's so beautiful, and sometimes society can be terrible. The way that it's able to look at both sides of the coin, it is perfect because, you know, it's just one of those things where, like, take it in moderation. Did Hirsch deserve an Oscar nomination? Maybe not, but everything else in the film I thought was just perfect. I mean, like, it really pulls the viewer in, and hits the heartstrings pretty well. So I want to give Into the Wild from 2007 3.5 stars out of 4.